How's it going, ScrubGamers? Welcome back to another episode of Previously in DBS here at ScrubGames, and it's been a while since I've done one of these, because I did take a little bit of a break just to get my head back into actually enjoying the game and stuff. But we're now back with series, and we've got some more information, because previously, this is a little bit late because I had the Cardiff Game Fest event that I attended, and that took the whole day, so I wasn't able to record this and get this done until today. But we are in it, and we got a recently emergency Errata list on the last Friday because there's a lot of issues going on with some cards and the terminology, and how it's written on some of the cards. Even though it's pretty clear, people had to be really nitpicky and figure out how it does it actually work and stuff. So Bandai had to errata some cards just to make it blatantly obvious how it's meant to be played, because yeah, the text translation with Bandai isn't great. So we'll get straight into it. We've got the emergency errata update March 2022. So quite a few cards got errated, and they're mainly ones where it was, even though it's clear on the card, they had to basically spoon feed exactly how it's played. So Hidden Power of the Saiyans got an errata because the reasoning behind it being the current text allows the card to be activated in unintended situations other than when a battle card is being played. So as you can see on the card on front of you, it says if your leader card's green is the cost. Your opponent may place the battle card they're playing in their owner's drop area instead of playing it. If they didn't, your opponent chooses 2 cards in hand and places them in the drop area. The new text now says it's changed, so it's still got the if your leader card is green is the cost, but now it's got the you can activate this skill if your opponent announces they are playing a battle card. That's the new change. So now you can only activate this skill if your opponent's actively trying to play a battle card, whereas before people were speculating that you could play it when your opponent plays a unison, and since it's not a battle card and they can't place they can't place it in the drop area, so they have to discard 2 as like a mini Ribrian kind of thing. Like, if you're one of the people like me that just sees that it's supposed to be playing on the battle card, then you're probably a bit annoyed. But yeah, some people just how it's worded, where if your opponent may place a battle card, and it doesn't, there's no thing in the costing, it has to be a unison card. Bandai now had their errata it to just confirm that it is if you're playing in a battle card. And then we had the same thing done for, it's going to be the same thing for most of them, but we had the same thing done for Ultrasonic Exchange, where once again the current text allows the card to be activated in unintended ways, situations other than when a battle card is being played. So that the change just say at the start, where if you can activate this skill if your opponent announces that they're playing a battle card with 20k power or less, whereas before is if the battle card being played, your opponent is being played is 20k power or less. So just to get that really clarify exactly what needs to be the condition to play this card, and just adding to the list of unnecessary erratas, in my opinion, because there's so many, and erratas are not good for the game. But then we got a different one, so they weren't all just text erratas to clarify exactly how to play a card for people who can't, or even if English is the first language you can't read English. We also have an update, an errata to full power freeze 100% overdrive. So the reason behind this errata is that this card has previously enabled a powerful mill strategy when combined with Android 21 scheme, but additions to the overall card pool threaten to make this card more prominent in the metagame than anticipated. So it just sounds like they're saying that since its release, more cards over time has made it become more prominent to the metagame and more difficult than expected, but nothing's really changed recently. Like this deck, this has been a strategy for a good while, for actually ages, I think, since it's been a strategy for a long time before, because Android 21 scheme came out in the set before it, and this came out after. So this has been an idea for ages. It was a really creative mill deck because of the fact that Android 21 scheme, if you don't know, it's a fill card that at the start of your opponent's turn they got 2 tokens. So you start giving them tokens. They have no combo power, but 10k battle combat power. And the Android 20, if they're playing the Android 18 or 21 deck leader, whichever one plays it out for free that you're playing, you can play a unison, which is the Super Android 13 unison, which you can play for free by removing a token and playing it with one marker on. And it has a +2, which gives your leader 5k power for the turn, and makes it so your opponent's clone tokens can't attack in their next turn. So you can give them these tokens that they can't combo off, and they can't attack with them either. And then the strategy was to drop Freezer later on in the turn after accumulating quite a lot of tokens on your opponent's board. Swing with the Freezer, it will minus all the battle cards, including the tokens, by 30k power. In its second auto, it will mill 2 for each card that was minused in power. So you can give your opponent, if you give your opponent 10 tokens and you drop Freezer, swing with it, you minus all the tokens by 30, and then you mill 2 for each, meaning 10 tokens equal 20 cards milled from your deck, which meant that it's the most prominent mill deck at the moment because you just in one swoop swing, minus their entire board by 30k, and then mill 2 for each one, and most of the time you're milling out their entire deck in one swoop. And it wasn't that it had answers to it, so there's easily ways you can counter it because Freezer doesn't have deflect, doesn't have barrier, so there's a lot of ways to kind of counter it. But in recent times, there were you could almost make sure that it can't be countered, like I did in my finals game for the Leeds UK Game Fest, where you can play the Baby Unison from set 10, which has a -5, which allows you to give your leader 15k double strike and allow you to use counter skills from your hand for free without paying the energy cost by just discarding two other cards in your hand instead. And then there's the Golden Ape in the same set, which is a counter to negate the counter skill and play itself. So you could play full power, do that -5, go to play Freezer, use the ape to counter any counter play they use on it, and then swing with the Freezer and use another ape on your hand to counter whatever counter attack they have to try and stop it. Which meant that you can literally walk Freezer through to make sure to guarantee that it minuses their board and mills them out. So what Bandai did to try and stop this, because apparently it was so threatening that it needed to be hit, even though it only won 2 events. It won the one UK event and one webcam US event. It's been going around for a while, kind of popping in here and there depending on the meta. They've changed it now, so when it attacks, you choose all your opponent's non-token battle cards, ignoring barrier, and you get -30k power for the turn. So it still does the same as it used to do, just it doesn't hit tokens, but it can hit any other battle card. So that's basically completely killed the deck. And the reason why it wasn't around until now for like a past format or a bit is because until recently we had Fu Shrouded hit. So Fu Shrouded was a card that could just come in, shut your opponent's board off and kill him before they can drop this, or even worry about doing anything with it. And also there was Cell being a very strong hand destruction deck, because blue is a blue deck as well playing this with 121 scheme, and blue has a very hardball matchup against hand destruction, and especially Cell, which is like heavy hand destruction. And that meant that if you went to a tournament and you're likely to play Cell, because it's one of the best decks at the time, you would get your hand completely ruined and not even be able to get Freezer out or even do anything for your strategy before you get killed by Cell. So it's a sad day for this. So it's like RIP Freezer. It was a fun deck, and I was going to make it my prominent deck because I love Mill, but now there's no real Mill deck in the format anymore, and now it's just dead. It's sad times. And then we got an update to Trio Might. So this is another one that needed Errata because of the fact that Bandai didn't specify. Where Bandai didn't specify, it was open up to debate about how they play this, and the reasoning Bandai's corrected it is because the Errata's been issued in order for this card to work as properly intended. So this card is only in the auto. None of the other skills here are updated. But on the original auto, it was if all your opponent's energy is mono green, because you give this card to your opponent when you play the Turtles deck. If this card is in your battle area at the start of your main phase, choose one card in your life and flip it face up. If you do, your opponent adds up to 1 Fruit of the Tree of Might from their deck to their hand. They shuffle their deck if they look for it. So with how it was worded before the errata, like when it's first printed, it doesn't specify you have to flip a face down life up. So the whole speculation was you can choose one card in your life and flip it face up, and because it said if you do, meaning that was a valid target, that just choose a face up life and flip it up, but then it made no sense because you can't flip a face up life face up. But where it wasn't specified face down, that was used as a thing to say where it doesn't specify face down, face up is a valid target, even though you can't really flip a face up card face up, especially considering how Trunks is, where the set 10 Trunks can't reveal off its effect a face up card to get the effect of it because it's already face up. But then apparently this worked absolutely fine just because it didn't say you have to choose a face down card. So Bandai have taken the time to issue an errata where now it says you at the start of your main phase choose one face down card in your life and flip it face up. So they had to specifically say face down card so people actually understand that's how it works, because that's how it's been working up until that debate since it was released. Madness. And then we got another one with just the text run, just to give the same as the first two. We got Power Beyond Super Saiyan 2, so the current text allows it to be activated in unintended ways other than when a user has been played. So now it's got the whole added to it. It's changed now, so it's supposed to say you can activate this skill if your opponent announces they're playing a unison card, where it wasn't clear from the fact that before it said your opponent played a unison, which is it's just mad. And then we have the one that sparked the whole debate, being Ultimate Dark Dragon Slaying Bullet. So this is the one that started off, and once again, just like the other ones that needed text errata, it's because it was being played and it was how it was worded before, allowed to be activated in unintended situations. Because just like the other ones, it's got if your opponent's playing a unison card, so specifying what card it needs to be played for this. They can you can either remove a marker from it for every 2 cards, which you can't on the battle card. Or yeah, it's either you may remove a marker from it for every 2 cards in your drop and warp, which you can't do on a battle card, or place it in your dropper instead of playing it, which you can't do because it's a battle card, not a unison card. And then because of that full swap straight after, you get the straight up on the floodgate if you're playing a battle card, where you just go, your opponent, you can only attack 1 more time for the turn. So the thing that people are trying to do, where waiting for your opponent to play a battle card, using this card play onto it, because it does specify that the cost is to play a unison, and because the last bit is separated by a full stop. Because it's a battle card and they can't take markers off a battle card or place it in the drop because it's not a unison card, they just get 1 more swing for that turn, but given making it a very strong floodgate. So Bandai, just like with the rest, had to go ahead and say you can only activate this skill. You can activate this skill if your opponent announces to play a unison card. Specify it only works on unison cards. So basically just trying to say this is how the work. Just we're extra clarifying it for you to make sure. And then the last one being the Boo Championship promo. Now, I didn't understand what this was at the time because I hadn't played any of the black blue deck or the green blue deck, but this one, the reason for this errata is that the errata is issued in order for this guy to work as properly as intended. And the only difference is, from what I can see, is on the original one, it's all to do with is permanent. So on the original text shown from the reveals, it was if your leader card is a green Majin Buu card, this card is green while in your deck and drop area. But they've changed that, so now it's if your leader card is a green Majin Buu, this card is treated as mono green while in your deck and drop area. So I don't know if there is in the green deck it specifies you need to play a mono green 4-drop or anything like that. But that would explain why it's gone from just green to mono green. That might be the reason. I have no idea because I didn't play the green deck. I didn't check it out. I just want to cover the erratas for the list with the weekly news. But that is everything. That's all the erratas. Some unnecessary erratas because it's clear enough before. Just nitpicking with wording. I think it split the player base a bit in just how it is easily shown to be meant to played and how people were trying to play it. But that's everything. Thanks for watching the latest episode of Previously in DBS. Come back for more. I do it every week, unless there's no news, then it doesn't happen, or before when I took a little break. But yeah, once again, thank you for watching. Feel free to like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.